Okay, so let's see. This is, I can't start with music anymore, which sucks. I think that's probably the best way to start. And if you hear tapping or whatever, it's because I'm working on this leather project. So, I have this buddy, Adam. He's the one who's supposed to be on this podcast with me, but our schedules haven't really, he lives at work, so we haven't been able to do it, but, excuse me momentarily now. Here's the thing. So, Golden Hands in the Lunatic is the name, potentially, of whatever the hell it is I'm doing. I just may delete this if it doesn't become an actual podcast. I do think if he shows up, it will be mildly successful. Or who knows? Sky's the limit. But I don't know. It's a scheduling thing, for sure. Although we could probably do it over the phone. But here's the thing. So he gets coffee every morning, as many of us do. And, let me do it. Should I give you the backstory on the Golden Hands? Probably, eh? So the reason why we call him Golden Hands is because he had been in a relationship for a long time in his life, 4 years or something like that. And he sort of lives in this little bubble, which is kind of an admirable characteristic and, potentially like a very good characteristic if you're for someone as like a partner, because he lived in this little bubble. He doesn't always recognize flirting when it's happening, or like, it's very strange. It's very fucking strange. Like, he has this, like, chicks love him, right? But he's just finding this out. He's just realizing this. Like, he's just, I don't know what happened when he was growing up or in high school. This is a mystery that is, it's been a lot of fun for me, actually. Finding out that he has no idea that that every single girl is like really into him, like wants to fuck him, right? So let's just be candid. Wants to fuck. So Golden Hands is, I described it like he's just discovering that his hands are made out of solid gold, which, it's a fucking ridiculous, it's a ridiculous thing, but it's funny. Picture some guy working or whatever, chopping down trees, whatever the fuck you do, cooking. Sure, picture someone cooking, like a chef in a kitchen, like, doing his job, and then looking down and realizing that his hands, which I don't know why this is a thing, because you can't chop them off and, like, cash him in, but just picture his hands. All of a sudden he looks down and he realizes they're made of like huge golden bricks that are like shedding gold. So like, just realizing, like, guys, look, my hands, they're solid gold. It's fucking absurd. Anyways, so literally every chick loves him, and I'm trying to explain to him, he's at this age, he's at like the prime age for like fucking. It's crazy when you're in your early 30s and you're not fat or whatever, and you still have hair, you're decent looking. It's a really good time to be single. And there's a huge discrepancy. Like, there's a huge difference between being 36 or 37, something like that, and being 32 or 33 or 30 even. Huge difference. Because at 36, you're pushing 40. And 33 is perfect. I don't know what it is. So, not only do young women love you, like early 30s or late 20s, all of the 20s, anyone in their 20s loves you at that age, because you're no longer a 20-something. So, there's like this maturity thing. But you're not old. You're just like ripe, perfectly grown man at age 31 or 30. Sorry, I probably shouldn't be moving around while I'm recording this, but yeah. So, golden hands. So yeah, he was in a relationship for about 4 years and with someone, and he never, and maybe that's an explanation. Maybe he didn't pay attention to flirting. And I understand that dynamic, but I've always been aware of it if it's happening. And, but I think he's sort of oblivious to, like, I don't know what it is, because I know he sees it. Once I point it out and I'll say, hey, dude, this girl's like fucking staring at you, or like, this fucking girl wants you, she's all over you, like, as far as like looks go and everything. And he'll be like, yeah, now that you mention it, I see that. Yeah, she's been, she's grabbed my dick 3 times today, but I just thought it was, an accident. So yeah, he gets coffee in the morning, and here's another golden hand scenario. Lately, for the past week or so, probably longer, Adam has not paid for his coffee. Now, this is funny. I think if he had a lifetime of self-awareness and he wasn't paying for coffee, he probably wouldn't even say anything. It would just be, something he's used to. But it's like, it's so much fun for me, because it's like he's just born, like literally, like he was just born yesterday, or just had a disease where he couldn't see a true reflection in the mirror. And he just got the cure, so now he's like, so it's fun to like watch. If you have a buddy who's like killing it, easily gets girls, like all the girls all over your buddy. If you grow up with that kind of buddy, I think everybody has that kind of buddy. Sometimes it's not necessarily fun to be like, to witness, to be like their buddy while it's happening. For a lot of guys anyway. It depends on what's happening in your life or the guy's life, but there can be a lot of jealousy, or like watching someone who knows that they can get every chick is like, it's annoying. No one likes that asshole. But at the same time, you like that your friend's getting laid, or like if there's a hot chick, And the way I look at it is, the way I've always looked at it, it's hard to say, because I've been on both ends of that token. But as far as like getting older and having friends who get laid a lot, now it's like, if there's a really hot chick, and like obviously clearly off limits for me for whatever reason, of course I want my friend to be the one to get that girl. It's fun to talk about. I'd rather that happen than some Joe Schmo I don't know to come around and get that girl. So if I had it my way, Adam would be, he'd be getting laid, multiple times a day by multiple people, and he'd probably end up dead within a week. So that's not my way. I think if Adam like slept with all the girls, every girl that wanted to sleep with him, he wouldn't have time for anything else, because I think it's so prevalent. Girls in their early 20s, you can see it. It's I can see it. He can't see it. And it's fun to watch him not see it. Like, it's fun to be in a crowd, like, especially at work. I hate to fucking say it, but it's just fun at work. Like, we'll be like, at a table doing something or whatever, and there'll be like 3 chicks who are like fucking elbowing everyone else out of the way so that they can be at the same table with him, and like hanging on every word he says. And I think he fucking knows, dude. As he says he doesn't know, and then I'll be like, do you really not know? And I'll look in his eyes, and I can tell he fucking doesn't know. But I think once I'll make him aware, then he starts to have a little fun with it, and he'll say things that are just fucking ridiculous. Like, what can I say? Horseradish, giddy up, fucking absurd things just to see if there's a reaction, and they'll all laugh no matter what it is. He could say like, roses are red, beets are blue, I pooped in a toilet, whoopity doo, and they'd all like laugh their ass off and fucking stare at him. So it's so funny. It's really funny to watch, and then it's funny to watch his reaction after once he becomes aware of it, and he starts to like play with that notion a little and say ridiculous things and watch the reaction. Watching him realize that I've just told him something that is actually true, that they're all over him. Watching him so he'll say something and then he'll see that they all laugh. It's the funniest thing to watch him notice that, oh, Jesus Christ, this is real. That's my favorite place to be during that kind of like tomfoolery. Last semester was so funny. There was somebody who was down there. Fuck, I guess I'm not supposed to be talking about this stuff, but what the hell? Like, the kids, probably one of the most, like, if you didn't know him, you'd think he was Amish. Like, he would never hook up with anybody inappropriate. He doesn't even say inappropriate things. Of course, he is an authority figure there, so it is a little bit different, but the environment that we work in is very, it's on like the fucking, it's at the tip of all this political PC shit. Like, it's a college campus, so you really have to watch your, mind your fucking P's and Q's and watch what you say and watch your behavior, because you're surrounded by young people who are very conscious of, especially in this culture today, of being, they're very aware of, they're very fucking sensitive. So you have to watch what you say, which is really weird because kitchen work and cooking in general it's one of the dirtiest professions as far as humor goes. Like, go into any kitchen and there's sick jokes. Like, that's how people get through stress. That's how people, you work so closely with these people physically. You have to dance around them like inches apart all day long for in restaurants or whatever, 14, 15 hour days where you're working side by side with the same person every single day, or same group of people, and you're trying to navigate around very small spaces. So there's always this tension in the air, kind of like this, especially if there's a kitchen with, male and female chefs and cooks working closely together, there's like that sexual tension because you're working in a physical atmosphere so closely together. So the way to cut through all that is humor. You joke about things and that are, you joke about like the elephant in the room or whatever, and there's ways to get around it, but kitchens are notorious for being highly inappropriate, and you have to have